also trying to talk to other friends who have been caregivers. That helped me.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Caregiving Gumbo. It's a hot mess. We are continuing our episode of When Family Ain't Showing Up. Okay, this is now episode 3, and we might have 6 episodes of this. Shoot, we might need 10 because this is such a prevalent issue for many caregivers. And yes, we know there are exceptions, and we want to hear your stories for those of you who have had families show up and do everything they said they were going to do, support the primary caregiver, all of that good stuff. But we are diving into some deep stuff. And let me tell you, we have not left the studio since we started recording this episode. And we are going to continue on today. Oh, Al-Nisa, welcome back, Al-Nisa.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, honey. There are some things that you have shared, and we're just going to get right into it. So, those individuals who feel like the life of the primary caregiver is less valuable than everybody else's, or what they do is so much more important than what the chosen caregiver has to do. Let's unpack that, Al-Nisa.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not sure where it comes from. Maybe it's our culture or tradition. The other layer is that I was a woman. And it was automatically assumed that the girl or the woman is the one that's going to take care of the elderly parent. The sibling I'm talking about was male.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when he did come to offer some assistance and I could get a little bit of rest, he would say, I don't see what the problem is. This is so easy. I don't have to do much of anything. I don't know what you're complaining about. This is a walk in the park. You might be exaggerating about all the things that you have to do. And I'm confused. I'm pondering, like, how come his experience is so much different than mine? I'm curious. After he goes home, back to his life, I asked Mom, Mom, did he take you to the doctor? Well, no. Well, did he give you all of the medication? Well, some of them. Did he, wash you and brush your teeth? Girl, no. I ain't letting no man see me in this kind of condition. I said, so what happened is he didn't get the full experience because you would not show it.
Exactly.
You felt shame or embarrassment to have, even as your son, see the things that I see as being a woman. So he didn't, no wonder he came up with this conclusion of how easy this is. He didn't do half the things that I do on a normal basis. And she said, well, why would you think I would show him that the same thing I would show you? You're the caregiver, so I can sit back and relax. But with him, I had to do more work. So where she wasn't mobile when I'm there, all of a sudden she could use that rollator and get where she wanted to go.
Oh, yes.
That was foreign to me. I had no idea that was possible. And I could not get him to see my true experience because when he came, it was totally different. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was being dramatic.
Yes. So that is where video comes in, right? Being able to put up a camera. This is our reality here, right? A lot of people use the nanny cams, right, in the room and what have you, so that they can share the reality of what is taking place. And I know there are a lot of people testifying to that, to the very thing that you're talking about. That is so interesting how the care recipient can show up so completely different for others, and it is definitely in our community, and I mean the African American community especially. the mamas show up different for the sons, right? And that's no secret. It's a fact that has gone on for decades. And for generations, where the sons are treated differently than the daughters. The daughters, there is an expectation that the daughters will do, they will be, they will show up, etc. And there is a whole different standard expected of the son. And so we're not getting ready to solve that problem, but that is just one of the dynamics that come into play when you're talking about caring for a parent, especially, right? Because that's more often than not when you see the differences with the siblings, and you see a whole different. It's almost like what? Now I don't want to say schizophrenic, but it's definitely two different personalities that show up.
Absolutely.
Indeed. And so, what can we do about that? How do we, how do we come to an understanding? How are we communicating? What were some of the things that you did, Al-Nisa, to try to communicate to your sibling what was going on, what was different, even though, right, he had a different experience because Mama saw to it that he had a different experience.
Yes. I would actually say, let me walk you through the day in the life of me caring for Mom. And I would go step by step. This is what we do because we're on a schedule.
Yes.
And all the things that was taking place. When I started to go take her to the doctor, I would then put him on the phone so that he could hear the conversations that I'm having with the medical professionals. Even in that situation, when I would talk to the doctors alone or with Mom, the attitude of the doctor would be one way. But when I would put my brother on the phone, it would change. And I said, what is going on here? Now, we're in the South. This is happening in South Carolina.
Okay.
And I said, okay, then I need to get stronger. I need to get more secure, more confident. And I'm going to need to come with a different energy. And when I started to come with a no-nonsense, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to study before I even get to the doctor. And I'm going to present, because I'm advocating for her have quality care.
Absolutely.
So when I changed that mindset and came with that different energy, then there was a resistance from the medical doctors of, you must be in healthcare. Oh, you really act like you know exactly what's going on. Others said, how dare you question me and ask me questions? Because I've been doing this for 30 years.
Okay.
And there was an arrogance, a condescending attitude, and I didn't back down. Mom being 82 and having what I call this white coat situation
syndrome. It's white coat
right?
syndrome.
That's what it's called, right? She started to get upset with me because I was stepping to the doctors. So it became where before I would take her, she said, Al-Nisa, now baby, don't go in there pissing them doctors off. Don't go in there asking them all of them questions. You make them upset. I don't care about them being upset. They're not giving you the care that you deserve. That's why I'm there. Yeah,
Exactly.
but they the doctor. We just need to do what the doctor tell us to do. So that became conflict between us.
Interesting.
But also trying to talk to other friends who have been caregivers. That helped me. In order to have someone who understood the same language. When I talked to friends or family who had not had the experience, they didn't get it. They just didn't get it. And that was another technique I used. And it was saying that my sibling is not going to have the same experience. It is what it is. And I just have to do the best that I can.
Wow. So isn't it interesting how in caregiving we see how alive and well the various isms in our society continue to play out? Caregiving just magnifies all of it, right?
Yes.
The sexism, the disparity in treatment, uh, uh, unfortunately, the racism that's still very much alive and well in our medical arena. It all is magnified in the caregiving experience. But the best thing that you said that I absolutely love is you said that you shifted your attitude, you shifted your voice, and in doing so, you became stronger and more powered. You empowered yourself. And in doing so, you were able to, yes, some people didn't like it. And that's the way it's always going to be. But it is necessary as an advocate that you have an advocate voice, that you have an advocate mindset, because you really are that advocate for your loved one,
Yes.
especially when they can't do it for themselves.
Exactly.
So kudos to you for finding that voice and for using that voice and not being intimidated by folks who resist it. It's like if you show up in one capacity and then you shift and your capacity expands, there's resistance to that.
Yes.
Expect it. If you expect it, you'll be ready for it. And if it happens and it's unexpected, persist on. Maintain your voice, maintain your demeanor, because it will be effective in getting you exactly what you need. And I know you have a lot of stories that you can tell in terms of instances where that happened.
Yes.
They resisted, you persisted.
Yes. And then
That's-
you gain respect.
Oh, yeah,
Then you gain
absolutely.
respect.
Absolutely. It's amazing how that works.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And realizing that I was intelligent, because they think that you are naive or foolish or uneducated. And when
Yes.
I came with that, it was a change in the respect that I started to receive. And I said, it's a shame that we have to go through all of that to get quality
Yeah.
care for our loved ones. Everyone
is.
deserves the same respect.
Absolutely. But when you don't receive what you know you should be receiving, or something just feels off, then absolutely raising your voice, absolutely asking the questions, and demanding responses that make sense. Make it make sense. I need you to make this make sense, because what you're saying and what I'm understanding is not making sense. Right? And we're gonna do a whole episode on communications within the medical community. But for now, with the family dynamics, this goes on and on and on, because there are so many different scenarios and there are so many different ways. And in the next episode, I want us to talk about those positive solutions when it comes to dealing with family and embracing the fact that it's not family oftentimes that will show up, and what it means to release that expectation and to embrace what is before you in terms of resources, in terms of support. And so with that said, we are in our last minute. We absolutely want to thank you for listening in. We hope you're enjoying our conversations. Please, if you want to hear more, I've neglected the last couple of episodes since we've been talking about family to share with you that the first and third Tuesday of every month from 12 to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we are hosting a virtual support group via Zoom, and we invite you to join us. You can dialogue with us about some of the things that we're talking about, and it's a great safe space to really be supported. So whether we're cooking up here in the podcast studio, we are always cooking up gumbo in our caregiver support group meetings that are happening twice monthly. So that's it. Thank you also to our sponsor, Colorado Respite Coalition. And we will be back with another episode of Caregiving Gumbo. It's a hot mess. Remember, no matter where you're watching the Caregiving Gumbo podcast, we ask that you comment, like it, share it, and pass it on. This podcast grows through sharing.